Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Sultanate condemns the terrorist attacks which targeted worshippers in Sana'a and calls to discourage violence and give predominance to dialogue. 2 agreements are signed to design on-land port and to provide consultancy services for constructing first quarter of logistic area in the governorate of South Al-Batina. His Excellency, the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth, discusses in front of the Shura Council the strategic plan of developing agriculture and fisheries wealth sectors. And the Royal Oman Police Services Centre building is opened in the Wilayat of Bahla in the governorate of Dakhiliya. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Dr. Hassan Rouhani of Iran on the New Iranian Year Nowruz Festival. His Majesty the Sultan sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Memon Hussain of Pakistan on his country's National Day. The Sultanate strongly condemned the terrorist attacks which targeted worshippers in mosques in Sana'a. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, in a statement today, expressed his condemnation of this inhumane work which has nothing to do with Islam and does not help to make efforts exerted to successfully resume dialogue. The ministry called on all political parties to renounce violence, resort to dialogue to guarantee success for political process and to achieve stability and developments to Yemen. The Sultanate has received 40 wounded Yemenis, among them a number of children, to undergo treatment due to the recent blasts. It also ensured the evacuation and transfer of the British diplomats from the governorate of Aden to the Sultanate prior to their return home. 2 agreements were signed today to design and construct on-land port and to provide consultancy services to prepare detailed design and supervision for constructing the first quarter of the first stage of logistic areas in the governorate of South Batina. The 2 agreements were signed by His Excellency Engineer Ahmed bin Hassan Al-Dhib, Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry for Commerce and Industry and Chairman of the Funding Committee of Oman Logistic Company. The second agreement was for design and construction of the on-land port, which is the first of its kind in the Sultanate. It contains spaces allocated for customs checking for containers which are coming from on-land ports and seaports of the Sultanate, as well as other spaces for health, agriculture and municipal monitoring. Logistics areas project will occupy a space of 95 square kilometers and will be implemented in 6 stages. The area of the first quarter of the first stage is 3 million square meters. The project comes within the context of Sultanate concern to strengthen logistics services for the economic importance for goods, services, import and export movements, and to provide all services related to facilitate commerce as well as to achieve integration among Omani ports. The strategic plan to develop sectors of agricultural production and fisheries wealth were the most prominent topics touched upon in the statement of His Excellency Dr. Fuad bin Jafar As-Sajwani, Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth, in front of the Shura Council members. More details in the following report by Saif bin Khalfan Al-Kindi.
The statement of His Excellency the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth indicated 4 sections. Food security was the main sector that has been intensively discussed during the session. His Excellency stated that agriculture and fisheries increased the value added in 2014 and reached 8.4%. During the debate, His Excellency Muhammad Al-Amri noticed the main focus in today's session. He said,
The statement focused more on food security and supporting farmers to compete global products.
During this sitting, many members called for more strategic plans to develop agricultural sector to contribute to the national economy. His Excellency Muhammad Al-Hadi, Shura member, urged for more support to develop dates products to reach the worldwide markets. He pointed out,
there is a need to increase support for dates projects and help farmers to use new techniques in farming.
Moreover, there was a long debate on ways of enhancing support to farmers and fishermen. His Excellency the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth pointed out that 525 million riyals are the income of agricultural products in the Sultanate in the year 2014, compared with only 496 million in 2013. Meanwhile, the fisheries products increased to more than 209.4 thousand tons, with an annual growth of 1.4% after starting the investment projects in the fisheries sectors. Food security and the support given to farmers and fishermen were the main key concepts of the discussion at Majlis al-Shura. The members called for more tangible support to increase agricultural products. Saif Al-Kindi for English News, Muscat.
Still to come on News Bulletin. The Sultan participates in Paris Book Fair amid an international cultural attendance. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The World Down Syndrome Day, organized by Oman Syndrome Association, was held under the auspices of His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq Al Said at the Sawadi Resort. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai.
In honor of the World Down Syndrome Day held on 21st of March annually around the world to celebrate with the people that have Down syndrome condition, a large number of people, families with the children born with Down syndrome, gathered in Sawadi Resort to enjoy a variety of activities lined up, accompanied with the exhibition. The chief guest, His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq Al Said, officially launched the association website, followed by a speech in which His Highness said that he is honored to be honorary chairman of the association and he shall do his level best along with association members headed by Mr. Ahmed Al-Jabri. His Highness also announced a generous contribution to the association. In an interview with the Sultanate of Oman Television, His Highness said,
"We have more than 4,000 already, and there is an increase every year. We have to set up base, and if the office will be in Muscat, maybe the branches are in other governorates of Oman, and Dr. Ahmed and his team will collect the data where is the most needed, and that's how the priority will be. I think awareness is first. Second thing, we have to compare what the others have done, those who are ahead of us. You have mentioned Kuwait and also the Jordan maybe, and in Europe. This is something which exists for a long time now, well over 100 years. But people have not given it a space. Now it's a time to set a space for those people, and we have to give them according to their ability in sport and study. And I think we will see a change.
The day started with the official launching of the association, lauded in a speech by the association head, Mr. Ahmed Al-Jabri. Mr. Ahmed narrated the history about a group of dedicated people, Omanis and non-Omanis, committed to assist the increasing one child in every 380 plus. This number is more than double the world statistics born with this syndrome in Oman. He commented on the effort exerted by the previous and current members, and he thanked the Minister of Social Affairs and all concerned for their support. A number of establishment team of the association spoke on this occasion, followed by presentations, and a religious perspective was presented by Sheikh Al-Na'mani. It is worth mentioning that Down syndrome is a genetic condition that causes delay in learning abilities and development. This is due to the presence of extra number 21 chromosomes responsible for development of a child with Down syndrome. The lifelong condition can be eased if the child has the right help and early intervention. One of the establishment team, Mrs. Fatima bint Salim Al-Barwaniya, said,
"We're very proud to have the first Oman Down Syndrome Association, which was granted to us by the Ministry of Social Development at the end of 2014. Our mission and vision is to support all the children with knowledge, confidence-building skills, and everything that will be able to show them that they are capable to do things. They will be confident individuals in their own right."
People with the Down syndrome want to be part of the community and enjoy equal benefits and normal rights that others are receiving. Yes, indeed. What best than celebrating World Down Syndrome Day with the merging of the very first Oman Association for Down Syndrome that is committed wholeheartedly to support, encourage, help, teach, share knowledge and building skills that will provide confidence to all those living with Down syndrome in Oman. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, I'm Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubi'i, Sawadi Resort, Barka.
Dangers of a possible tsunami west on Omani coast topped discussions of International Scientific Conference concerned with minimizing tsunami hazards in West Indian Ocean. It started in Muscat with the participation of 28 countries overlooking the Indian Ocean. It discussed historical guides of Saltus exposure to tsunami in 1732. Water and sustainable development is the celebration theme of the Sultanate of the World Water Day, which falls on the 22nd of March every year. The celebration included various entertaining activities that focused on introducing World Water Day and awareness of the importance of preserving water and rationalizing its consumption. The event also included an aqua exhibition of measuring devices of wells level and depth of fallage. During the activity, the efforts of ministries of regional municipalities and water resources on the implementation of water projects and maintenance projects of fallage and water springs were also highlighted. Under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Mohammed bin Saif Al-Husni, Health Undersecretary at the Ministry of Health, national guidelines on using of antibiotics before surgery was launched this morning. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai.
With the aim of continuing to provide best public health care services, the Minister of Health has prepared national guidelines for standardizing the type of antibiotic prophylaxis for surgery procedures done by the Committee of Expert Specialists in this field was launched this morning. 3 working papers addressing this area was attended by a large number of specialist doctors, surgeons from the Minister of Health and other governmental bodies represented by Sultan Qaboos University Hospital, Armed Force Hospital, Police Hospital and private hospitals. These guidelines will provide practitioners with a standardized approach to the rational, safe and effective use of antimicrobial agents for the prevention of surgical site infections based on currently available clinical evidence and emerging issues. It is worth mentioning that prophylaxis refers to prevention of an infection and can be characterized as primary prophylaxis, secondary prophylaxis or eradication. Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television.
The Sultan participated in the International Book Fair in the French capital, Paris. It witnessed a participation from around 1,200 publishing houses from around the world. The Sultan's participation came through two booths, one for the Ministry of Endowments and Religious Affairs and the second for Ministry of Heritage and Culture. In cooperation with Ministry of Information, the fair included a number of publications and books from all over the world. The visitors of the book fair in the Sultan's Pavilion were from various categories of the community, including teachers, students, specialists in various fields, as well as intellectuals. The visitors, through the books, got acquainted to the culture and customs of the Sultan, in addition to the Omani literature and writers. Within the efforts exerted by Royal Oman Police to serve the citizens and residents in various governorates of the Sultan, the Services Centre building was opened in the Wilayat of Bahla under the auspices of His Excellency Sheikh Dr. Khalifa bin Hamad al-Saadi, Governor of Dakhiliya. During the opening ceremony, the chief guest and the attendees toured the new building and got acquainted with its various sections, namely administrative offices and the latest technologies and communications. The opening of the services building came to so serve the individuals in the fields of traffic, passports, residence and civil status. Through this centre, the citizens and residents can complete their transactions easily. In the Wilayat of Madha, in the Governorate of Musandam, in the third Youth Festival was held, aiming to showcase skills and capabilities that need support by the institutions concerned. The festival included a variety of programs patronized by His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Al-Madras Al-Busaidi, Governor of Musandam. Such programs are meant to pay attention to the youth in terms of culture, science and sports, and utilize their creative energy to serve the society through various activities and contests such as chess, researches, digital design, cinema shooting and short story, poetry and theatre. At the end, the chief guest distributed prizes and appreciation certificates to the participants. This is the Sultan of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Sultan condemns the terrorist attacks which targeted worshippers in Sana'a and calls to discard violence and give predominance to dialogue. 2 agreements are signed to design on-land port and to provide consultancy services for constructing first quota of logistic area in the Governorate of South Al-Batina. His Excellency the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth discusses in front of the Shura Council the strategic plan of developing agriculture and fisheries wealth sectors. And the Royal Oman Police Services Centre building is opened in the Wilayat of Bahla in the Governorate of Dakhiliya. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here in the newsroom and the studios, thanks for watching. Good night.